All right, let's get through our pillars of the day. Let's let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh. You got to laugh, good people. Before I introduce my in-studio guests, when I have insomnia, I do weird things like watch old TV shows or reruns of Family Guy. And one of my favorite episodes on last night of Family Guy, when Lois called Peter a child. And Peter said, Lois, if I'm a child, that makes you a pedophile. And I'd be damned if I stand here and listen to a pedophile. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. By the way, new sponsor alert. We have Sarah Duncan Realty in the building. Welcome to the team, Sarah. As we have the screen in the studio, we're going to put the people on the screen. We're putting the people on the screen. So we share your logo, your QR code, whatever it is to get people to your business. We're sharing it on the big screen. So that's what we're doing here in the studio today. So about a month ago, well, I've been here a little over a month now in the studio. It's been a heck of a ride here, good people, good folk. Shout out to Justin. That I started this thing on Wednesdays where I bring people on the show to talk about what they're doing, what they're up to, which is their passions, which I turned into hometown highlights. So today on Hometown Highlights, two amazing women that are looking to be some movers and shakers in the artist world and the poetry world. I have Emily and Gabe in the building. How are we doing today, ladies? How are we doing?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing better than good. Emily, you're the artist.
Yes.
And Gabe is the poet. Is going to be
Yes.
doing some poetry. They have an event coming up on December 21st on Cherokee from 5 to 9 at 1912 Cherokee. Again, December 21st from 5 to 9 p.m. An art and poetry show that they're putting on at 1912 Cherokee. Miss Emily, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about, and Gabe together, how you guys want to do it. Tell us about this event.
So we kind of had this idea like a year or two ago that, I mean, we're both visual artists. And we kind of joke about being visual artists because we can't sing. So I do, I've been doing woven photography for like the past decade. And we recently became good friends about 5 years ago. And Gabe's been doing poetry and I've been doing my art. So we've wanted to do a show together for a long time, and it's finally
coming along.
It's finally coming along.
We had kind of some venues that we were going to have it at, and those kind of fell through, so now
We also had some, ups and downs within our, life, just, things that would happen, and, we just finally put on, I remember Emily was just like, I'm finding us a date, I'm finding us a spot, we're freaking doing this right now. And we landed it. So I'm really excited about it because this is not just an art show about, what she does and what I do, but it's also kind of about our friendship and how we blossomed to become very close friends.
Okay.
And how art has,
brought us together.
Yes, and made an outlet for, us to use instead of destroying ourselves, but, creating something instead.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I like what you said on actually getting it done, because I think that's what we do a lot. A lot of creative people, we overthink the process instead of actually doing it.
I think
Executing
that's
it,
the
absolutely.
most important thing.
Yeah.
Even if I feel like that's why school is so good when you're an artist, because even if you're not feeling like creating something, you're forced to, and that
You have
leads
deadlines,
to
finals,
other,
XYZ,
deadlines are very important for artists.
Right. I think everybody has their own get up and go function or get out of neutral situation, but when we're around like-minded creative people and they're telling us their struggles of actually, they have all these ideas, great ideas, all these projects that are sitting but haven't actually put it out the door. That is one of the most difficult things, from nerves to even if you're on a point of attendance, you're worried about that. If you're on a point of an actual number volume that you're focusing on, that can be a deterrent of people kind of holding back on that.
And I'm guilty of that too, I think. And we're just, you're nervous a little bit.
Oh, I'm a nervous wreck.
To speak in public, but I think it's important to, get out of your comfort zone. And I think after, you do it, you'll feel better, and you'll wonder why we didn't do this sooner.
Right. I think the more familiar faces that you see when you're doing a public event, it kind of eases the nervousness. But when you do something you don't know anybody, that's totally different.
So Emily's been doing this a lot. How do I put this? She's been doing this a lot more than me.
A lot more shows.
A lot more shows. I haven't really done spoken word since college, pre-COVID. I just kind of fell off. Well, I continued to write and I continued to post, but I haven't performed in an audience since 2018, I believe. So for me, this is exciting to get myself back out there. It's exciting to create once again and to show people what my writing is, who I am, what I'm like, XYZ, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But again, I haven't just done this in a moment, so definitely for sure it's like,
So is
shaking
it
a little bit.
So is it going to be like you doing an art project as she's doing poetry, or your art is there and the poetry reflects the art that's there?
So yeah, it's going to be like an art show. We have art on the wall with basically the whole concept is Gabe has been writing this poetry and sending me poems, and I read them and interpret them through however I want to
how she ever wants to do it.
Also,
okay.
yes.
So the art is influenced by her poetic words.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. That's deep. That's deep right there. That's.
And then, it's kind of interesting because now that we had a date, I've been very, when I have a deadline, then I'm even more inspired and, just there's momentum there.
Okay.
So I start making new things, and I've been making, combining my photography work with, found media that has words in it. So weaving that together kind of has created its own language in a way. So that's kind of reflecting, I'm trying to kind of bring out a poet in myself through this,
Okay.
I guess.
All right. So you both are kind of helping each other.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes, absolutely.
So there will be visual work on the wall, but also some will be paired with poems, and then that's why Gabe is going to read their poetry, out loud.
How would you describe your art?
Oh my god, it's changed a lot, which is good. I think evolving in art is a good thing. You don't want to do the same thing for a long time, but I have been weaving a long time, but it has evolved.
Okay.
It has,
And
for
yes,
sure.
so my main focus is photography, but I do like to combine my photographs with other mediums like textiles or found imagery, and then the weaving process kind of makes it turn into kind of a textile in a way. But
Okay.
I just like to play around with different ways to present a quote photograph and challenge the way people see photographs.
It's interesting. And as far as you bring in the poetry side, are you a slam poet, or are you what type of poetry flow
I
you
am
coming
an
with, Gabe?
emotional bitch.
An emotional bitch. You heard it here. You heard it.
I have a lot of past trauma that I write about, and I've always been very open about it in the sense with my writings, because I didn't necessarily just don't do poems. I do short essays also.
Okay.
And I feel as if me opening up about my past can help others with their own past, and I try to bring that out with my poetry. How do I explain this?
You're doing a good job at it. You're doing a good job.
I'm trying my best.
I mean, a lot of people that we've come to know, especially since COVID, we've seen a lot of people come forward that have been going through some things that have put out some great artistic work out there.
Yeah.
And other people that's given them courage to move forward with things that have happened to them. Like, okay, well, I can get creative as well. Let me do this. So that helps when people hear, we the common folk, when we see common
You're
folk
not
that
the
we see
only
every
person.
day, you're not the only person. It kind of helps with that. So that's not a bad thing right there.
I tend to use a lot of metaphors with nature, colors, and actually a lot of very much how you feel. And it's not just emotionally, but with your hands and whatnot.
Okay.
Because for instance, like when you're going through a hard time, there's an example I've used in one of my poems about like grabbing rocks and how it hurts when you squeeze them and whatnot, and just kind of like that, those certain metaphors to create more of a feeling of what else hurts.
Okay.
So, pretty much just, I've seen The Ringer back and forth, and it just really helps me get back my feet on the ground. How about that?
I got you. Now, how long has it, you can pinpoint it's been to put this together, to come together to this point? Hey, let's do a show.
I feel like we had this idea, like, okay, we're starting to put this together, like, Gabe would send me poems randomly, like, and then I would get to work on, making something inspired by that. But that went on for, like, the last year. And then it was kind of serendipitous that I was at a wedding and I met someone and talking about this idea, and they're like, oh, you live by Cherokee? Well, I basically run this gallery there, so let's put this together. Like,
ain't it funny how things work out? You said a complete stranger?
I hadn't met this person at all until the wedding. Yeah.
Strangers are the best ones.
I knew him through open mic nights, but anyway.
Wow.
Small world, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. Again, I'm talking to Gabe and Emily. They have a show coming up this Saturday at 1912 Cherokee from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Again, it's December 21st, this Saturday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at 1912 Cherokee. It's an art show along with some poetry. So I'm going to try to stop by, but Saturday is a huge college and pro football day.
I get that.
Oh, goodness.
Knowing you.
I don't know why people do the schedule this Saturday. If husbands out there, if you have to go Christmas shopping and she wants you to go Saturday, you better find a way to go before Saturday. Because there's no way in the hell I'm leaving the house Saturday for nothing.
Don't procrastinate on shopping, because that's when you get in trouble.
It comes fast. So with this event going on, and I know you probably have, some expectations. If it goes the way you want this to go, which I think is going to be spectacular, the fact it's on Cherokee, and knowing you, just meeting you, I can tell you guys know a lot of people that are going to support this. But what's the next project after this? You have anything in mind?
Probably for me to I'm gonna make a booklet for the show, but honestly, possibly starting my own zine and starting to go to poetry open mics again. Starting to get back out there and to get to know the community once again.
There it is. I like that.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Emily? What you got planned for after this?
Yeah, I think just connecting with the community more, because I tend to isolate myself sometimes, especially as an artist.
We're both great at that.
So it's like, getting out of my comfort zone more. I think more shows would be fun to do, because I've kind of been on a hiatus with that. But I have been making a lot of work, so having a show is like the other part of it. Like, you can make as much as you want, but like, is anyone actually seeing this? Or, you should actually put it out there.
Walking in our living room, I have to just walk tiptoe around some stuff because there's so much.
You got projects everywhere, huh?
But no, it's great. I love it. It means that you are creating,
Yeah.
But it's just funny because I'm just like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. I have notes written all over the
I have
place.
to do the splits. Now I'm doing a cartwheel in the kitchen. Anyway, but no, she's doing a lot of really cool stuff, and I'm just really excited that we are inspiring each other to get our shit together.
Well, that's awesome. I love when people can push each other and it comes out in a positive way, because we know friendships right now are being tested out there all across the board.
Oh, this is a test.
This is a test.
If you want to test your friendship, have an art show together.
Oh, God. There has been a few times where we've just gotten very, flustered with each other, but it's like in 10 minutes, it's either me or you going, I'm sorry, or I'm sorry too, I love you. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to get this together.
But it's only because we want to push each other, we want people to take this seriously, even though we are both, funny, kind of,
we're goofballs.
Non-serious people.
Right.
But we still want it to be a good, well-prepared show,